Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. It's the Leapers Bugbuster 6x32 with adjustable optical and an illuminated multicolor choice, and you can program them. Illuminated mil dot reticle in this thing, locking and resetting turrets as well. The AO is up front on the bell. It's a 1-inch tube set. It does come with a sunshade, which, by the way, sunshades will throw your POI off. So if you set it up with the shade and take it off, your POI is going to be out a little bit, okay? Vice versa, okay? So you should know how sunshades can affect things. They also come with ring kits as well that are Weaver or Picatinny rail type scope rings. This is the 1-inch tube setup. Now they don't make the 6x32 anymore. It is now the 3x9x32 or the 3x12x32. And the 3x9 is 180 Canadian and 229 Canadian for the 3x12 version. So I pulled this off my 2240 because I'm hoping that it fits my new 22 LR. Crossing my fingers. The new gun does come with a scope, but I'm kind of hoping this one fits because the new scope does not have adjustable optical. It's just a cheap scope they give you on the gun, and yeah, it's gonna be what it is. So I'm kind of hoping I don't even have to worry about an offset ring kit because those can get pricey, and it might be just cheaper to just buy a whole new Leaper scope at that point that's longer, like a new Varmint Hunter series or something, because that'll guarantee it'll fit anything. But these are a little bit more compressed in for how much distance you have overall, so I'm kind of crossing my fingers. Anyways, almost makes me think, should I have bought a semi-auto, or am I still okay with my bolt action? But either way, maybe I'll get a semi-auto down the road. In the meantime, we are playing the waiting game before we can find out, because right now the gun is at the store ready for pickup. I'm just waiting for my card to come in the mailbox this week or next week. That's what they told me I should have it by, so we're all good to go there. But in the meantime, I thought I'd do an update for you guys after 4 years of this scope. It's been banged around a bit on guns. It's, whichever gun it's been on, the QB or my 2240, the guns have dropped, or I tripped in the bush and, it got banged. But you know what? It never lost its zero. So definitely great. Now, the guns I've been using, of course, are non-POW rated CO2 guns. But Leapers doesn't tell you what gun you can or cannot put their scopes on. What they do tell you is that you do have a lifetime warranty on their scopes to the original purchaser. And so they repair, replace, or they have some form of a refund system that they can do as well, so you can put money towards a new scope. Okay, this thing is definitely out of date, being a 6x32, so they would probably just replace it with a 3x9x32 would be what they would do if I did have a problem with this. But otherwise, I don't suspect I'm going to have any problem. 4 years, and this has been on a few different guns. It's never given me a day of problem ever, right? Now, with any scope, regardless of the cost or the brand or the features, scopes can still have problems right out of the box. Not unheard of. I've heard of even really super expensive scopes having issues, where even cheaper scopes have issues. Middle of the road, they have issues. We're a mass production society. Something's going to go wrong in a batch somewhere. They don't always catch any of the baddies, because they're not testing every single scope they produce. Okay, they test batches. Okay, so from this batch this week, we're going to test this 100, and they all pass, we're good to go. Too many failures, and well, they're going to have to redo the whole damn batch again before they can let them out. So that's just the way it happens, right? But if they test and they don't get any bad ones, but there are bad ones there, they don't know about them, and that's where things happen, where you buy the scope and maybe you have a rainbow effect issue. Well, that's either the coating on the lens or both. Who knows? But you know what? They cover their scopes for life, the original purchasers, so don't crab about it. Just get them to replace it from wherever you bought it from, and you're going to be fine. So no big deal. But do yourself a favor, though. If anything, any scope you buy for any firearm, whether it's a PAL or non-PAL, PAL or non-PAL rated air gun or pellet rifle, pellet gun, or whether you're dealing with regular firearms, do yourself a favor and avoid scopes that do not have an adjustable optical. You need that adjustable optical to get rid of parallax, okay? Like, not everybody is shooting at 100 yards plus, okay? Not everybody's shooting at 50 yards plus, all right? So you need to avoid parallax because that greatly affects your accuracy. I mean, for all you know, the first shot you took, ended up being dead perfect. But then as soon as you go and you load another round in and you shoot, and you've moved your head, obviously, even just a little bit, it looks like it's off. And so you move the gun in your hand to readjust, and then you're wondering why you're way off, okay? And that's because of the adjustable optical that you don't happen to have. So being able to eliminate parallax is great. And the lower the range you have available to you to infinity, which they'll all go there, you have a lot more forgiveness because you can totally eliminate parallax. So now keep in mind, these are guidelines. These are not set in stone on these focusing pieces here. So if I set this to 25 yards, for example, okay, I'm right dead on at 25 yards. And I know that my rangefinder says I'm at precisely 25 yards from where I'm holding things to. Why do I have parallax still? That's because the numbers are a guideline, okay? So you may have to move a little forward or you may have to move a little bit back. Probably more than likely a little bit back is usually what happens, okay? So just keep that in mind. It works the same on all scopes out there, regardless of the cost of the scope. Nobody's that precise, okay? So it's called the available fudge room, right? But having scopes that do have that is beneficial. The other benefit I like on the Leaper scopes especially is that when I undo this locking ring, then I can twist my turret to where I need it, and then I just clockwise twist it till it stops, a little bit of extra snugness, and now it's not moving. It's locked. And if I really want that 0 to be on the dot too, once I've sighted in the gun and it's perfect, or near as perfect as life gets, then I can just undo this screw, pop the cap a little bit, and then pop it back in right on the 0 mark, re-snug up this screw just a little bit. Don't reef on this stuff because that's when you damage crap, okay? And then you're good to go, all right? So that's all there is to it. That simple and easy. And then of course you do have your eyepiece as well, okay? And if you start twisting your eyepiece out way too far, just keep in mind that's going to affect your parallax, okay? And it could also affect a little bit of POI, so you may have to readjust. So some people say start with it already bottomed out, and if you're fine, you're fine. Otherwise, start adjusting first until you get the eye relief you need. Then you worry about doing this and then the rest, okay? So anyway, after 4 years though, this thing's held up rather well. Even my front cap still locks nice and snug. This one I'm gonna have to figure out some way to keep it a little bit more snugger. It's either that or I just order in a new set from Leapers, but I figured, well, it's still really functional. So I might just figure out maybe some kind of maybe I can add like an O-ring or something to catch it, because I think I got some pretty thin O-rings. I might be able to slap a real thin one on there and that'll lock the cap back up properly. Who knows? Now, these are shock proof, they're fog proof, they are water resistant. They're not waterproof, they're water resistant. So if you're out in the rain, not a big deal. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay? And if you bump it, that's shock, or the shock obviously from your firearm, not going to hurt anything. Okay? And then of course fog resistant is also a bonus as well. They're not going to fog up. Anyhow, other than that, not much else I can tell you. Don't remember the star rating we gave this on that video. You can go check out. I don't even remember if I did star ratings 4 years ago on parts like this, but we may have. You check out that video anyways. You'll get more info on it. You'll see how well it did on my QB78, of course with the correct ammo for that gun. And anyways, we can go from there. If it does fit my 22 LR, I'll let you know how well it does too on the 22 LR. If it fits. If it doesn't fit, it's going back on my 2240, and we'll have to order a new scope in probably. So, but in the meantime though, it's still worthwhile even picking up one of the new models that are 3x9. At 6x zoom, 25, 50 yards, piece of cake. You're going to get a really good up close picture there. Going beyond 50 yards, well, you can do that too, but just keep in mind, things are definitely going to look a lot further away. So you're going to have a limitation basically for pinpoint capabilities with a 6x zoom. So you may want to consider one of the new models. It's a 3x9, 3x12, or whatever else Leapers may have if you want to try out Leaper scopes. They are not going to break the bank, which is nice, and they are very well made and very good scopes. So anyway, that's all I got for you on this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you have your experience with Leaper scopes, let me know what you've used them on for guns, and we'll just continue on. So see ya.